பிருந்தா மேம், நான் பிரசன்டேஷன் ரெடியா ஆனதுக்கப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு அனுப்பி வைக்கிறேன் மேடம். ஓகே, நீங்க அப்புறம் ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கலாம் எல்லாருக்கும். ஓகே,
ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை சார், பண்ணிடலாம் சார்.
சரி மேடம், தேங்க்யூ.
So shall we start, sir?
Yeah, I am ready, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Welcome back to the second session of Day 4 Faculty Development Program on Artificial Intelligence for Robotics. Today, now we have a different topic which is required for our lifetime, the stress management, which we are going to hear the tips from Professor V.S. Ilamurugan from Alaiyar. And now, a brief introduction about Sir is, Sir did BE Mechanical Engineering from University of Madras in 1987 and PhD in 2001 from World University Roundtable, Arizona, USA in the domain Mechanical Engineering, and he MBA. University Coimbatore, and he has held many positions in various levels, and now he is working as a chief mentor with Vidyas Niketan Educational Institution, Rasipuram. And he has done two project work under his name, Mobile Lift and Element Dust Cleaner. And he has presented 16 papers in various national and international conferences. And he has organized various FDP and short-term courses as a coordinator. And that is the sample programs conducted are stress management programs, health management programs, self-development courses, personality development courses, quality of work life, communication classes, team building classes, time management classes, leadership qualities classes, attitudinal change classes, interpersonal relationship, memory enhancement programs, effective teaching classes, counseling, entrepreneurship development. Sir, the list continues. Very long list. Sir is having very long list to read. And he has taken classes, the above classes for corporates, educational institutions and non-government organization institutions. And he has visited many countries like UK, France, USA, Bahrain, Muscat, Sri Lanka, Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi, Singapore and Malaysia. And he has won many awards, and he is the prize winner of many oratorial and essay competitions. And he won Thiruvalluvar Rolling Shield, and he won badminton captain in college. He acted as he was the best actor in Tamil and English drama at college level. He was a player and certificate holder in football, carom, chess, hockey, and table tennis.
Enough, ma'am. Ma'am. Just introduce me as a simple, humble person. Okay, enough.
We are the member of many professional bodies. The list continues. So many professional body. There is a membership is listed in the profile. So we are very proud to have you today, sir, to talk about stress management. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine. I pray Almighty to bless every one of you to enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. At the outset, I thank the management, organizers of this FDP, and very particularly to my beloved sister, Mrs. Maithini, okay, for inviting me after really 2.5 decades. And thank you very much, Mrs. Brinda ma'am, for your very timely inviting and giving a very wonderful introduction about me.
Thank you.
And my dear colleagues, whatever was told by Brinda ma'am, you just forget it. Okay, I am one among you. I am your colleague. Basically, I'm a mechanical engineer, turned to be a human resource expert. Okay, I was faculty of mechanical engineering, faculty of business administration, and for some time I was director in the B school, and I became HOD. Okay, it is a one credit course for each semester, introducing values from first semester to seventh semester. A very practical methodology. Okay, I framed the syllabus. Still, the course is continued in the college. Why I am mentioning this is, I am your colleague. You are all my colleagues. Okay. So you just accept me as a very simple, humble person who is amidst you to really serve you. In this FTP on artificial intelligence, okay, the point of stress management, mind management, personality development, okay, yoga, okay, introspection, okay, why we need to discuss, I will narrate them in my regular program. I'm happy to note that faculties from all over the country have participated, and I am carefully observing the different titles. Okay, I really appreciate all the resource persons for their excellent presentation, their knowledge, their expertise. Okay, there's a need of the hour. Okay, we are living in a knowledge era where we need to disseminate knowledge to the younger generation. Then only, as Mr. Abdul Kalam said, the young, excited mind will definitely transform the society to be a very fantastic society. Okay, so with these few words, I once again express my sincere gratitude to all of you. And now let us enter into the subject. I was given the title Mind Management and Personality Development through meditation and self-introspection. Simply, Brinda ma'am wanted me to talk about stress management. Okay, and let's first understand, right? So, what is mind, and why an engineering faculty should talk about the mind management? Because I feel I am deemed to be fit to talk this particular topic, being an engineering faculty, for so many reasons. The first reason is I have been a meditator from my childhood days, and I learned simple meditative techniques, simple yogasanas, exercises from Swami Vedatri Maharishi. Okay, and then I have been practicing up to now. And I got various opportunity to meet great spiritual masters. I learned so many techniques from them, and as a teacher, I put all those meditative yogic practices and I synthesized it and I simplified it and I have given to my colleagues in my earlier engineering colleges and to all my student friends for the very simple reason, when the mind is pure, when the mind is noble, Yeah. Now I think this is audible. Is it audible now? Okay. So being an engineering college faculty, I felt that a single teacher we find great difficulties in managing the young minds. So classroom management is one of the titles which I normally conduct in all the FDPs during the induction training program. So only when we have a very strong mind and an intellect mind, it's easy for us to manage the student community. So being an engineer, being an engineering faculty, and from childhood days since I practiced the meditation and yoga, that helped me to understand the changing volatile minds of the students. So I transform myself to suit their expectations, and I devise my teaching methodology in such a way that they easily adapt to my teaching. That's why I request all my young colleagues to be relaxed, to be always peaceful, quiet, calm, manage your mind. Then only it is easy for you to deliver your knowledge to the student community. So we may be knowledgeable, we may have very great expertise, but how to express it? Okay, only the mind helps us to communicate properly, okay, to deliver very effectively, so that the participants or the students or the listeners can really take us into confidence. This is my first request. I call this as inner engineering. Okay. So as I told you way back from my childhood, I started doing this. Now I am with you not only as a faculty, but also as a spiritual personality. You can call me as a faculty of mind, mind faculty, right? Of course, right? The journey is very long and still it continues. Okay, the topic is also very vast, but I will try my level best to share very practical tips by which we, the teaching community, can very easily relax and become an expert faculty. What is mind and how does it function? These two questions first we will look into. Okay. If you just Google it, the definition for mind or the meaning of the mind, it will simply say it is nothing but the function of the brain. That's how it is normally told in the, it's a dictionary meaning, right? And thoughts, emotions, sensations, the functions of the mind. We normally say, mind your words, so mind your actions, mind you. Okay, we normally say like that, but we never ask, mind our mind. Okay, we never mind our mind because we don't know really, right? So if we start understanding what is the activities of our mind, how our mind functions, how it thinks, how it functions, it's easy for us to understand our mind and to manage our mind. The theoretical input I can give you a lot, but I request you to understand it in a very simple way, but do a lot of practice to focus the mind to get merged with its own origin, or focus the mind at one particular point of contact. We call it as yoga or meditation, right? So then it's easy for us to make the mind to become sharp, to become intellect, and to function with awareness. That's why we should know what is our mind. And mind functions in a different way, right? All our activities are only based on our mind. So our Swamiji says, mind is the feeler of all transformations of the energy that is within the body into sensations which realize all experiences throughout time in the ages of formation, evolution, and functional forces in the universe, which is transferred to the progeny continuously throughout the evolution. Okay, it may be a very big explanation, but still it's necessary since we are all faculty members. I request you to understand it because it is a feeler of all the transformations of the energy. We call it as biomagnetism. I'm speaking only with my mind. You are all listening only with your mind. See, the artificial intelligence, okay, you are working on it, okay, you are thinking about AI, you do a lot of projects, okay, you put them into practice, you get the results out of it. Everything is only by the mind. That's why mind is the man and man is his mind. This is a very popular saying, right? Mind is the greatest divine treasure to all of us because when the mind becomes very noble, very, very effective, all things that we do becomes effective. Whether it is teaching, whether it is doing research, whether it is doing any physical activity, whatever it is. Starting from eating up to classroom handling, sleeping, playing, working, researching, thinking, everything is only by our mind. So we have to take care of the mind and make the mind very calm, quiet. Here, I request you to please practice any one technique. Why I call that as a technique? Because if it's okay, people to become calm and quiet. For big corporates, when I conduct stress management programs, I used to introduce this technique as quietening the mind. How to quieten the mind? There are many ways. I will introduce a simple method to you. Okay, you just close your eyes and just observe your breath. Take a deep breath without any strain to the body or mind. Just take a deep breath. Just relax. Take another deep breath. All of you can try. Do it for 10 times. You can feel you become calm. Do it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You check yourself. Okay, what is the mental functioning before you start observing your breath? And after this completion of the observation of the breath, you will realize you become quiet now. You become calm now. It is possible by this simple techniques. There are so many higher order of meditation. We will discuss it maybe after some time. This is a simple technique. So now, before preparing a class notes, you just sit quietly for 2 minutes, meditate, focus your mind on any one particular object or on the breath, quieten the mind. Now you start preparing and your preparations will be perfect. If you want, I can just show my preparations. Normally, for all programs I used to prepare, you can see all my preparation. There will be not even one single overwriting or rewriting or striking because I meditate and then only I start writing. You can feel whenever you do any preparation after doing this, it will help you to focus your mind on whatever that you do. So ma'am was asking me to help to come out of the stress. What is stress? Is pressurized when the mind gets tensed up, we call it as stress. When the mind couldn't manage the current situation, we call it as stress. Like for example, we organized this program, we invited a lot of speakers, okay, and we made elaborate arrangements to conduct the program, beautiful schedule. Suddenly, some resource person says, sorry, due to some inevitable reasons I couldn't come, the organizers immediately will feel, oh my God, what to do? They become stuck, right? So we have to always plan very meticulously so that we should have alternative. Similarly, We are, after all, human beings. We are subjected to so many external forces, pressures. We travel a lot, especially you people from Chennai or from cosmopolitan cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, and Coimbatore. So the traveling itself becomes a very Herculean task that gives us stress. But we have to plan in such a way that even if it is a very huge traffic thing, we will not get disturbed and will reach our destination on time. For that planning, the mind should be calm and quiet. This is number one. Number two, when you understand the mind, when you value the mind, and when you streamline the mind, and when you make the mind to get focused in all its activities, that becomes a regular habit. Then you will be always quiet and calm, and you will not get disturbed at all. If there is any disturbance in the mind, what happens to that? The disturbance gives you stress, the disturbance make you tense, and the disturbance affects your personality. That's the second title that we need to see. Okay, that is reflecting on our character, our behavior, our attitude. Normally, we speak very lovingly, caringly. Okay, suppose you work in a lab, right? You work in a project. Okay, the mind is focused on the project that which you are involved. Suddenly, some disturbance comes. Okay, you got shattered, right? And suddenly throw some of the items just only because of disturbance in your mind. Whatever happens, you first receive it, accept it, put it into your mind, consciously think why it has happened and what is the alternative. Then it helps you to overcome any situation. So the conflict in the mind deteriorates the personality and it disturbs your harmony. So we should be very, very careful. So when we value the mind, it's easy for us to value ourselves and value everything. The greatest 21st century realization is knowledge of God is religion and knowledge of mind is science. This is a very beautiful saying. So we are all in the scientific era and we need to take care of our mind very effectively. Okay. So how to prepare the mind? I gave you a simple technique, observing your breath. Or suppose you are interested, you are a very devotional person, spend 15 minutes to 20 minutes every day, right? In putting yourself into the devotional moods with chant some mantras, sing devotional songs, or merge with the God, keep quiet, enhance your mental ability that helps you to always function with calmness. Generate positive thoughts. Regulate the mind. That is the first step that we have to take to overcome our stress. Okay. For that, go beyond the theory, do some practice. Even you go for a walking, you do some exercises, you do some yoga, you do some asanas, right? You do some playing, right? So jogging, whatever you do, put your mind into that activity, involve fully into the activity, and whenever you involve into the activity, don't think anything else, you'll be always relaxed, right? I repeat, my dear colleagues, mind only thinks, mind only speaks, mind only listens, mind only does everything. So, as teachers, we have to take care of our mind because we are the change agents. We are the knowledge transferers, right? So, only when the teacher is knowledgeable, the student becomes knowledgeable. And we need to be role model in the society. The mind, when it is pure and perfect, that reflects in our attitude and personality. The students who are following us will automatically reflect the same in their life. Okay, so this is my first request to all of you. When coming to the personality, what is personality? You all know it's nothing but a word derived from persona, a Greek word meaning mask. So here's why all will agree with me. We are in this. Okay. So when you are the maybe a director or a faculty, etc., etc., etc. When you go home, you wear a mask as a father, mother, or a brother, sister, in-laws, like that. Okay, when you go to the society, so you have different masks. Okay, so this is, I'm not going into the theory class, but you all know it. But how we have to develop our personality through the management of mind. This is very, 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 very important. I approach personality in two different ways. One is our external appearance. We call it an outer personality. Okay, the way in which we dress, okay, the way in which we use our body language, the way in which we impress others by your external appearance, okay, your dress code, everything matters. That is your external personality. The inner personality is more important than the outer personality. So that happens only by noble thoughts, pure thoughts, following virtuous way of life, okay, understanding our duty, always keeping sympathy, empathy, and adjusting with others, helping others, being kind to others, following all the noble qualities that shows our inner personality. But very unfortunately, and I have been observing the student community, the society for the past 40 years, right? And you all will agree with me, maybe very senior people like me, you will agree with me, there's a lot of changes in the society, both positive as well as negative, right? So we talk about intelligence, we talk about artificial intelligence. What about natural intelligence? Imagine, okay, the artificial intelligence is given only by the natural intelligence of the human being. Okay, we only create the AI. Okay, so when it is possible for us to make a greater impact in the artificial intelligence arena, okay, why don't we have the same impact in our own natural intelligence? If we do that, we all will live very peacefully, calmly, and quietly. I will just refer one or two personality traits because of for your better understanding. Type A personality, type B personality, ABCD personalities. The latest management techniques that are used is by Myers-Briggs type instrument, MBTI. Okay, you can Google it out. 16 types of personalities are there. I am just mentioning it only for understanding, but as teachers, let us understand our own personality very well. You sit quietly for a few minutes, ask yourself, what is my personality? Our inner self will reveal our own personality. Maybe we may not be interested to show it outside, share it with others. We know inner personality. Of course, these basic personality traits include communication, interpersonal relationships. Okay, right? So keeping good values in our life, everything matters. So as teachers, I very humbly request every one of you, my dear colleagues, the most important aspect is keeping a very noble teaching personality. Okay, and how to get it? Okay, normally in the modern psychology, they say there are different personality people available. I will just recall. Okay, the 7 types of personalities are normally very popularly discussed. Okay, egoist, egotist, introvert, extrovert, ambivert, misanthrope, and altruist. I will touch upon introvert, you all know it. Okay, keeping everything inside. Extrovert, every teacher should be an extrovert personality. Then only we can be teachers. Okay, who is an ambivert? Okay, ambivert person is a combination of introvert and extrovert. As teachers, we should know when to be an introvert, when to be an extrovert. So inside the classroom, we need to be an extrovert. Outside the classroom, we need to be introvert. Depending upon the situation, suppose you are conducting an inquiry, okay, right? So you need to be an introvert personality. Okay, so listen to others. Keep everything inside, right? So ponder it over again and again. And when you take a decision, deliver it as an extrovert personality. So this is known as an ambivert personality. I request all the teachers to be ambiverts. And from this, we can move on to altruist person. Altruist person is a person who always think about others. My dear colleagues, as teachers, we all will be altruist personalities, because only as an altruist person, a teacher can be a true teacher, right? So we always think about how can we help the students? How can we motivate the students? How can we make the students to reach newer heights in their life? We always, I still remember, all my teachers used to say, right? So the height that we couldn't reach, my dear students, you all come on our shoulders and reach new heights. So only an altruist teacher can tell that to the student community. So when we practice a systematic psychic practice, which you call meditation, which I'm going to touch upon now, our personality will definitely be changed, and our personality can definitely be improved. And when we manage our mind, the mind will help us to develop a very good personality. How? You all would have heard the very popular saying, watch your thoughts.
Sir?
They become, well, Amma, yeah, could you hear me?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Yeah, fine. So I have both system, no problem. Even the there's disturbance is automatically managed. So when we talk about our actions, that helps us to worry about all the thinking pattern of an individual. It starts from thoughts. Okay, I repeat, watch your thoughts, they become your words. Whatever you think, that only is expressed. I have been thinking when I was given this title. So the thought process, I'm expressing it now as words. So the words lead to deeds, actions. The actions gives you a result. So watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. What we repeatedly do, that becomes our habit. Every teacher, I always say, if you become a teacher, either by choice or by chance, just because you become a teacher, start preparing, handling classes effectively, developing good qualities, wonderful personality. If you repeatedly do it, at one point of time, you become the best teacher in the world. It's what Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. So excellence will come automatically to all of us. Okay. So watch your habits. That is you. That is your character. So thoughts only. So when you have a good mind, good thoughts come, good words come, good deeds come, good habits form. You become a good person. And you know the other way. Okay. So have great thoughts, great words, great deeds, great habits, great person. Noble thoughts, noble words, noble deeds, noble personality. Okay. So pure thoughts, pure words, pure deeds, pure personality. Okay. So if you are intelligent thought, okay, intelligent words, intelligent actions, intelligent personality. Okay. So I don't want to quote any negative things here, because that will be very positive. So always think good, you become very great personality. So now we come to the meditation. So we discussed about mind, we touched upon the personality, and now we are coming to the meditation. What is meditation? It is nothing but a simple psychic practice to make our mind to merge with its own origin or on anything else, to become quiet and calm. Now I am talking, you are all listening. Okay, suppose if I close my eyes, I couldn't see you visually. So one perception is stopped. Suppose if I close my eyes, I couldn't hear anything. The second sensation is also put inward. Likewise, all our five senses, if we are turning them towards inner self, we start doing inner travel that is known as meditation. Suppose if we put our mind outside, we call it as concentration. At one point of time, when you reach the 100% concentration, you become a meditator automatically. But normally it doesn't happen, or it takes a lot of time to reach that 100% concentration. So meditation is a psychic practice. You can take any practice, right? As I told you earlier, close your eyes, observe your breath, close your eyes, chant a mantra, close your eyes, imagine the nature, a flower, the system, the sky, anything. You can meditate upon it. Slowly, you come to a stage where you meditate without any thought process. That becomes an ultimate meditation. So, speaking becomes a meditation, right? So, whatever we do with awareness, we do with our mind fully involved, that becomes a meditative. Why a teacher should meditate? Teachers are subjected to very great stress, as ma'am mentioned, right? So there are so many things, because I know I am also a management person and I am also a teacher. Okay, so I could understand for the past 40 years, so how much pressure I could feel, but I managed only because of meditation. So we used to do a lot of work in the college, arranging seminars, symposium. So welcome to freshers, farewell party, graduation day, international conferences. So many things, right? We will prepare a meticulous planning, okay, a meticulous schedule. Before doing anything, the team, we all will sit together. We will meditate for a few minutes. Then we will get the ideas of others. We will jot them down. We will evaluate them one by one. And finally, we prepare a blueprint that is executed. We do rehearsal, and the real show will be 100% flawless. It happens only by continuous practice. We call it as meditation. There are a lot of definitions of meditation. Again, the latest definition of meditation is meditation makes the mind receptive to reality. So acceptance of anything that happens around us is possible only by meditation. Why we should accept? Because only by acceptance we feel comfortable with the situation and whatever happens inside our mind. If you don't accept it, that leads to complication, that creates conflicts, and that gives stress, and that really affects our performance. You may be an effective person, you may be an intelligent person, right? But if your mind doesn't help you to coordinate with your thinking process, your intelligence is of no use. Okay, you may be a very good player, but if your mind doesn't merge with your playing, it doesn't help you out. Okay, similarly, you are prepared very well in the classroom or maybe in the online program. If you couldn't deliver properly, your mind didn't really help you. What's the use of all your preparation? So that is why whatever happens, first accept it. Okay, and not only yourself but also others. If you accept others as they are, if you accept the situation as it is, if you accept the society as it is, it will not give you any difficulty or stress. Otherwise, if you have a lot of expectations, as you know very well, it leads to disappointment. We couldn't digest the disappointment. We become angry. We couldn't express our anger. That becomes
Have some technical. Yes.
Only by sheer constant psychic practice we have to improve upon. That we call it as meditation. And finally, I come to the introspection. This is a very, 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 very wonderful title. I am approaching it very practically, not spiritually. So far, whatever discussed with you, they are all very practical methods. Okay, introspection, touching upon the introspection only for teaching community, because every teacher every day should introspect all his or her activity from morning to evening. Okay, so the moment we get up from the bed and the moment in the night when we go back to sleep, we should do introspection. What is introspection? It's nothing but self-examination. Okay, you need not ask anybody. You ask yourself. You ask yourself. Okay, so what are all the activities that I did from morning to evening? So what are all the activities that can be accepted by me and by others? So where I felt comfortable, where I felt convenient, where I felt problem, difficulty, where I faced the hurdles, where I had a very smooth sailing. You ask yourself. Your mind will tell you, you did this particular mistake, you dealt that particular guy very harshly, or you used some unwanted words, and the reflection is negative to you. Everything obliged you because you are a very loving person, caring person, kind person, and you always listen to others, right? You accept the reality of life. So everybody obliges you. Whether it is in the office, whether it is in the travel, whether it is in the house, this is applicable to all of us. So introspect. There are 5 titles. Probably the people who have undergone the spiritual practices in any system will agree with me. These 5 titles are very important in introspection. The first one is analyze your thoughts. We call it as analysis of thoughts. Thoughts are coming on 6 different ways. Okay, I'm not going deep into it. You ask yourself, you take any thought and ask, for example, I am it's good, very teaching community. It's a very different topic. They have been discussing so many titles, and it's a different title which will practically help them. So the thought I permit, and I am now talking to you. Similarly, suppose we all had a recent tea break. Okay, 15 minutes of break. Some of you would have gone for a cup of tea. Some of you would have stayed back at your home because you didn't have a thought of having a cup of tea. Some of you had a tea. When the thought comes to you to take a cup of tea, before going to complete or fulfill the thought, ask yourself, why I have the thought of taking a cup of tea? Then your mind will say, you have been attending one full session in the morning from 9:30 to 11. You become really tired, right? To rejuvenate yourself, you felt you need a cup of tea. This is one answer. Otherwise, I don't feel anything, but still I have a 15 minutes of break. Why don't I just sip a cup of tea? The first thought has come to you because of the energy that you have spent in 1.5 hours. We call it as you need some energy. So the thought of taking a cup of tea has come to you because of the need. The second thought has come to you because of the situation, because of the environment. Likewise, thought comes out of need, out of habits, out of environment, out of others, out of heredity, out of divinity. You have to ask yourself. This is one way of understanding the thought. So what are the thoughts that helps you to help the society? You can have the thoughts. any thought which bothers you, which affects your personality, which affects your health, which affects your harmony in the family, you should stop it. This is a simple thumb rule. So have good thoughts, just carry on. So this is first title. Second title is moralization of desires under the introspection. These 5 topics I am taking directly from Swami Vedanatha Maharishi under the heading introspection. And after the 5 topics, I will touch upon how we teachers can do introspection. I told you from and you ask yourself how I did all these things. So second title is moralization of desires. Third is neutralization of anger, eradication of worries. If you analyze your thoughts, if you moralize your desires, if you neutralize your anger, if you stop worrying, you start living. In the 5th introspection title comes, who am I? Know thyself, aham brahmasmi. So prajnanam brahmam, everything comes next to that. Okay. So now I will touch upon the anger for 1 minute because we have been subjected to a lot of angry situations. Okay. So to overcome this anger, which gives a lot of stress to us, let us have more patience in dealing with situations and with student community. Because the most important aspect in any one single individual's life is managing people and managing situations. If you evolve as a fully developed personality, a fully evolved human being with more awareness of what you are doing, you will never get angry at all. I told you, accept others. When you accept others, you will never get disturbed by them and you will never get angry. And for stress, especially, anger is a wild emotion. It directly and indirectly, not only today and for a longer period of time, it induces lot of stress. Medically, I will just tell only one thing. If you are under stress, if you are under angry mind, they have an adrenaline gland. Okay, it produces adrenaline and noradrenaline. So we had one fantastic doctor in our system. He used to say, right, if you are angry, the adrenaline and noradrenaline segregation, it irregularly produces at a regular interval. Imagine. Okay. So you are all intellects, you ponder it over leisurely, you will accept with me. It affects your body, it affects your mind, it affects your relationship, it affects your intellect. So never do that. To overcome that, we need perfection, self-examination. You would have heard it earlier, but only on the theoretical basis. But I request you to follow it from today onwards. Okay, what are all those points, right? First mantra I gave you, accept yourself. And second mantra, as teachers, and to come out of your stress, I request you, develop integrity. Very, very important for all of us. Integrity. And the third component I wish to introduce is discipline. Discipline, you need not think that I'm a very strict disciplinarian, not like that. Discipline here, I mean, not hurting others, a self-regulated system of practice. And we should have self-discipline, mostly focusing on our inner self. This is very, very important. This is what I request you to practice, right? And another point that we can practice from today onwards is 100% dedication. You do not worry about anybody. You dedicate yourself to your profession. You dedicate yourself to your life, okay? And just try, not try, practice, okay? Dedicate yourself, you will agree. As teachers, I request you to enhance your behavioral traits, have very good interpersonal skills, interpersonal relationships. Okay. I really feel very much for the present younger generation. Their parents, they couldn't have control over them. And mostly in the modern society, we have only single child. Okay, they couldn't share any of their plus minus with any of their siblings. They couldn't express 100% to their parents. So they wait for the opportunity. When the opportunity comes, they explode. So most of the time, we teachers, whether it is in the school or in the college, we have more time to get along with the student community. That's why in our organization, we created a module known as Fit for Future. Okay, right? So the students, we are making them fit enough to face the future world. We teach them yoga, we teach them meditation, we teach them introspection, we teach them how to manage with the people, we teach them social skills, okay, how to develop friendship, how to draw a line, okay, everything we teach. And we make them fit enough to face the world, right? And a teacher should have the interpersonal relationships in a very fantastic and fitting manner. And we should develop communication skills in our behavioral traits. And we should develop leadership qualities, right? And if we practice all these things, there's no need to worry about stuff. We all know that we should keep a positive attitude. Okay, what is a positive attitude? Which gives a positive result. Many times we have positive attitude, but we couldn't complete the job. Okay, that is why nowadays the modern world says instead of positive attitude, they want us to have a positive attitude. Which will help us to live a very free, calm, quiet life, right? And always keep the end in the mind. This is very, very important. Okay. Design your means accordingly, right? Synergy is another important word that I want to mention here, right? So that we always converge all our efforts, we get more synergy, and we do things in a very, very fantastic way, right? Of course, everybody appreciates to be a perfectionist, but in reality, it's very difficult. Okay. Of course, we can march towards perfection. Nothing wrong in it. Okay, right? You all know the Six Sigma, okay, right? Everything, right? Lean manufacturing, everything. But at one point of time, right? It still there is a small delta gap between attaining perfection in our life. So do not worry about it and don't force people to be very perfect always. Tell them, try to be perfect, march towards perfect, but whatever happens, accept it. Be always kind, be always helping, right? So never be aggressive. Rather, you try to be assertive, right? So be open. As teachers, I request you, be open, right? And be truthful. You not worry about anything. You be truthful to your consciousness, right? So if you follow all these things, definitely I assure you, my dear friends, we will be calm, we will be quiet, we will be happy, and we will have fantastic life. We will never face any stress or struggle in our life, right? The only way that we have to live this life is live with love, live with compassion. I always say, right? And especially the teaching community should be embodiment of love and compassion, right? So we have a school, in our school during recruitment, okay, I assure that the teacher never takes a stick, never, right? If somebody says that I will beat the child, right, I will never recruited them, right? For the past 20 years, for the past 30 years, right? Of course, there are some issues with the student community, we teachers should help them to overcome those difficulties because there's nobody to guide them, right? So coming to the concluding part of it, I will just correlate. We started with mind. Okay, we went to a personality, we came to meditation, and we went to introspection, and finally the characters, the behavioral traits, the attitudinal aspects, so that we become stress-free. You take any one of these aspects, my dear colleagues. You take any one. I always insist. Suppose if you want to be a kind person, be kind throughout your life. If you want to be a person, right, with a lot of patience, okay, right? I have great tolerance, okay. Be that person throughout your life. So if you are really helping others, help without expecting anything from others, right? So maintain very good interpersonal relationship. I am always a loving person. I always maintain good understanding with others. Continue to practice it in your life. You will never have any stress, okay? And I will just conclude with two requests to all of you. I request you because as teachers, we should have very good health. Normally, we teachers, we neglect our health. If I ask you openly, how many of you really do exercises every day? How many of you? I will be very happy. Okay, right? If I have a positive result, I am very happy. But majority in my personal experience, I realize whenever I go to colleges where I ask this question, only 1% of the teachers they express that they do exercises regularly, they take care of their body. So for managing your stress, I want you to be healthy. You do anything you like. I don't advocate any school of thought. You do anything. Even at your home, simple walking inside the home, you do it. Simple sit up, you do it. Okay, simple stretching exercises, you do. Just twist your body, turn your neck, okay, bend your stomach, okay, elongate your body, do something, take care of your health. If you have enough time, go to good yoga institutes, okay, learn some simple exercises according to your body, right, and practice them very regularly. Number one. Number two, do some meditation. Quieten your mind, bring calmness to your mind. You do any meditative techniques. Again, I leave it to you. You do anything, but do something. Do something. Unless you do something, you will not come out of your stress. We can talk about stress, we can discuss a lot about stress, but to overcome stress, unless otherwise you practice, it's not difficult. Okay. And the last request is the life is given to us only to live with understanding of life. Especially we teachers, by God's grace, we got good education, we have an employment, we have some sort of income, we have a very good recognition in the society. You feel proud of you. I request all of you, my dear teachers, feel proud of you. Feel proud as a teacher. A teacher cannot be matched with anybody else. Okay, he is more than a god. Right? Take it from me. Teacher is more than a god. Right? So teacher can transform the society. Take this opportunity. Introduce. You can think. You can innovate. Okay, do it and share with your students. And we have the best opportunity to create a fantastic society. The young minds are with us. Okay, so they are given to us as just like that clay. We are molding them into different shapes, right? So disseminate knowledge, disseminate values. So encourage students to be noble students, ask them to be fully evolved human beings, tell them the duty to the society, tell them the duty to the parents, tell them the duty to the teachers, to the alma mater, right? And educate them to understand the purpose of this life. So we are all here to have a healthy, happy, fantastic life. God has given everything to us. So accept this life, create more and more opportunities to serve the student community and in turn to the society. And I am sure we will live a stress-free life, right? I pray God to bless every one of you to have good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Okay. Thank you very much, the management, the organizers, and all the wonderful participants for this nice opportunity. I am really delighted to be with all of you. I assure you, I am always available to serve you at any point of time. Anybody, you have any queries, you can contact me even after this session. You can get my mobile number and email ID, and I'm available to serve you at any point of time. Okay? Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you very much. Brinda ma'am, any queries?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the very useful and interesting session.
Yeah.
Participants, if you have any queries, you can kindly ask. I just put it in chat box. Maithini ma'am. Maithini ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
Mute. That's why I couldn't talk.
Okay. Okay.
I'm here only. Any query is there? Some questions are there, sir, in the chat box.
Yeah. Can you read it, ma'am? I couldn't open. Or shall I open the chat box?
No, I can read. There are coordinator
Yeah.
can read.
Please,
Brinda ma'am?
please.
Ma'am, once. Ma'am, not any queries, ma'am. Just they are
Okay.
telling a good presentation, excellent presentation. Like that.
Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So thank you very much, ma'am. Very kind of you. Once again, my thanks to everyone and my prayers and wishes for all of you to have a very healthy, happy, harmonious, fantastic life. Okay. Thank you.
Formal thanks from our side, sir.
Yeah, please.
You are being blessed by the divine to listen to such an excellent session from such an eminent personality. I am also blessed to have sir as my guru in 1995 itself. We all believe in destiny decides. It is the destiny that has brought Dr. V.S. Ilamurugan sir to this stress management session of our Atal Institute. On behalf of the organizing committee and our department of ECE, I thank sir for having accepted our invitation immediately in spite of his busy schedule. Thanks a lot, sir. Actually, sir has motivated more than 2 lakh students and delivered 1,000 plus invited lectures in schools, colleges, universities all over the world. Hope the session is very useful to the participants and also made them realize the fact that we should be receptive to the reality and acceptance of truth is there. Okay, and have to give more importance to mental and physical well-being. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Good day to you. Bye.
Sir, one of the participants have asked for your contact number or mail ID, sir.
Yeah. 98427
Yes, sir.
94858.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I
So
will share
you
it.
can,
Yeah,
you
I'll
share it, Maithili ma'am. Also my, good. Yeah, number is right.
Yes,
My
sir.
email ID also. Okay, kindly
Okay.
share my email ID. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome. Be blessed.